Hello everyone! I'm here to review Kamen Rider the First, or as we call it over here, Masked Rider. Kamen Rider is one of the long-running superhero franchises owned by Tao, the company. Now, it was first, Kamen Rider was originally made by Shotaro Ishinomori. Well, that's a tongue, who also helped invent Power Rangers, so this guy's a big name. Anyway, the series this film is based on the original series, but takes a lot of liberties. And I mean a lot. It gets to the point where they put in a side plot that basically is not explained to the end, and it's all wondering, well, don't you hinted at that, so I'm not wondering why the hell was that off topic completely? You know? And of course, when they do reveal what this plotline was, they're all wondering, well, what was the whole point? Anyway, the Masked Rider Kamen Rider is basically a human who's either turned into a cyborg or, in the West, he's an alien. Yeah, well, we really aren't that good at adapting things, are we? Yeah, Kamen Rider the First, or as in this series, or in the movie I should say, Taishi Hanzo is a college student. Basically, one of the things in this is there's this recurring theme of how beauty helps re-enhance a person. There's this huge conversation about snowflakes and how beautiful they are, and wouldn't it be great if we could make an outfit out of snowflakes? Yeah, I sort of was confused, probably. Anyway, Hondo was kidnapped by the evil terrorist organization Shocker. And I'm not even going to explain the bloody full name of it because Lord knows I don't understand what it is. Basically, Shocker wants to turn everyone into cyborgs and rule the world. You know, they're all terrorists. Anyway, he's kidnapped by the Shocker agent known as the Bat. The Batman. No, the Bat. The Batman. Look, I'm not getting into this with you, Heath Ledger. Why so serious? Say that's my worst impression ever. Anyway, he's brainwashed into becoming not the Masked Rider. Because, no, he's actually Hopper. And carries out a mission to kidnap people who are threatening Shocker's secrets. Anyway, Shocker attempts to kidnap Asuka Midorikawa and kills her fiancé, Tatsuki Yano. I'll just call him Yano. I'm sure we won't be seeing Yano ever again. Yeah, definitely won't see the Zero person, I'd imagine. Anyway, Yano basically is killed, but during the murder of him, snow starts to fall, and suddenly Hondo realizes who he really is, and breaks free of the programming, and rebels against the evil Shocker. Swiftly, though, the movie suddenly slows down with him trying to find out what has been fully done to him and what Shocker's up to. While this is going on, we're introduced to about 2 subplots. First one, a second Hopper or Masked Rider appears. This mysterious person happens to look like the fiancé of Asuka, who's now the love interest of Hanjo, by the way, so Hondo, sorry. And it pretty much becomes obvious that it is actually Yana, back from the dead, and made into an evil cyborg. Anyway, while this is all going on, subplot 3 begins with a terminally ill, two terminally ill hospital patients slowly falling in love and becoming great friends and all this. Please note, it took about 30 minutes to establish and do that entire plot line. I'd summarized it in one bloody sentence. So, you can tell how bloody slow it was. Anyway, basically, spoiler ahead, the girlfriend sadly starts to die from her terminal illness, but suddenly a mysterious man appears that happens to look like the leader of Chopper, perhaps, with roses and offers to make them into androids. They end up on Chopper Island and basically are turned into 2 foot soldiers and will never appear again. Wink, wink. Anyway, we return. Miss Asuka is slowly falling in love with Hondo, while, for no apparent reason, Mr. Yano doesn't remember that he's her fiancé. So he's busy having this sort of rivalry with Hondo for a heart, even though all he has to say is, well, aren't we going to get married? Tom, should we do? No, because he's still programmed by Shocker. Anyway, while this is all going on, Hondo is attacked by Shocker foot soldiers, along with the Spider! The Spider! The Spider! The Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever Spider-Man. Sorry about that. It swiftly reveals why he's the masked rider, because he can ride a motorbike while being masked, and starts having a fairly awesome fight on motorbike, to be fair, and swiftly defeats everyone. Anyway, eventually Hondo and Yano team up after Yano betrays Shocker and is nearly killed by the mysterious foot soldiers of, what's this, Cobra and Snake. One is a woman and one is a man, and they look very similar. Could this be that plot line? I don't know, but you're bound to find out. Anyway, he rescues Yano and they slowly become friends. Slowly being the word. Eventually, Asuka is kidnapped by Shocker, who wants to turn her into a foot soldier. I think that being out foot soldiers, but that is a little ridiculous. Surely should have some generals. Anyway, Shocker kidnaps her, so Yano and Hondo team up to go in and kick some ass, which they do after struggling against Cobra and Snake and Bat. They had to fight those 3 and an army of foot soldiers. They succeed, rescue Asuka, blow up the base, but sadly Shocker isn't finished by a long shot. Shocker never dies, because Shocker will be back for the next movie, Kamen Rider the Next. Yeah, that's basically a adaptation of the next series, Kamen Rider the Third, or the Third as they put it here. But that's a story for another day. What did I think of this film? Wasn't bad, but for a film that's based on a Japanese superhero, I thought it'd be a lot faster and more enjoyable. Not that it wasn't, but one or two things that I'd imagine were lost due to translation were the obsession with, well, beauty and how that seemed to reinvest the soul and bring back the memories that made no sense to me whatsoever. Another one was the whole subplot with how Cobra and the Snake became who they were. That came out of complete left field. Though still the acting was good, it was fun at times. It wasn't a bad film if you can pick it up, especially in America, since this is only a region 1. I'd recommend it if you're a fan of Kamen Rider or the Tower Company superheroes, really. But still, it is surprisingly slow, and that does affect it. It's quite serious, so don't expect too many laughs. Anyway, I'll see you later with my next review. Thanks.